in EVR tonight. There's some rain at the start of qualifying. I think it's going to be intermediate conditions, but I am not quite sure. Okay, I was just checking something there. Who's going to be the first one out on track? I think it's going to be Sector. Yes, it is. He is on the intermediate tires. He's going to definitely throw a spanner in the works with the rain. I can't hear the audio for some reason. I hear it now. So I think that is everybody on the intermediate tires. We have a full grid for the first time, I think, in F3. But Baboon J has retired. I'm not sure why. Hello to everyone that has joined the stream. Hopefully you have a good evening. We're at Sector right now. He's going out of Maggots and Beckett. Loses the back end at the exit of Beckett. I don't really know the names of the corners around this track, so that is not helpful. As New Zealand Cam will get a 5 plays grid penalty for having a collision with, I forgot, No Future to See. But Sector starts his lap. He's going into turn 3. Hopefully we get some comments as he spins. Who's going to be on a lap now? There's Bryn, he also spins. He is on the soft tires for some reason. No, it shows me that he's on the softs, but telemetry, it shows me he's on the intermediates. I don't know which to believe. This game is broken. Who's the next person who's going to start? Who's going to finish this lap first? Let's get Fiscal 20th. He is behind Sector, who spun earlier on in his lap. There's yellow flags in Sector 1. That is for Alfa Romeo of Cowboy Key. We've had some driver transfers, which has complicated things for me. A Sector holding up Fiscal a bit. Maybe he got some dirty air. But I think it was Bryn, new name, of course. He used to be known as BB Racing. He is now in the Toro Rosso, and New Zealand Cam is now in the Mercedes as he does some lawn mowing. Cowboy Key switches from the Toro Rosso to the Alfa Romeo. Let's get Fiscal gets a 1 minute 43 41.3, my bad. He's gonna be next to cross the line. Dean Gamer 1 minute 40 and BJ 1 minute 39.3. Oh, that's Dean Gamer spinning as Leon has joined for some reason. New Zealand Cam, another grid penalty for collision with Bryn. I don't know what has gone into the man today. Now next person to cross the line is Messi. He of course got a 10 plays, no, he got a 10 point deduction for contact with I forgot who it was, but I know he got a 10-point deduction, so now it's even closer up the front. Vitinho, the man in second, goes 7 fastest, not the best showing from him. He is the first 3 points behind Messi. Who else will be finishing a lap? Riley Biez goes second, 1 minute 39.3, 0.02 of a second away from BJ, who's on provisional pole position. I'm checking if there was any other driver transfers. I don't think so. No, there was none. Yellow flags in sector 3, that is for Riley or PMP Crimson, that's for Crimson. There's some people still in the pits. I think No Future to See went on for another lap. What will he get? He doesn't improve, he's down by 9/10. I'm not sure who else will be finishing their lap times. No one seems to be improving on their second laps. As Messi now in 6th, I think he improved. Now I'm checking on the mini map. Who else is left? Cowboy Key definitely wants to improve from that 2 minutes 8. What does he get? A 1 minute 42.4. He improves by a lot, but it's still not enough to put him up a position. Oh, bit Tokyo drift there. Who else? F1 Fan Red Bull will be starting his lap as he locks up. Nearly goes in the gravel where Verstappen and Vettel collided. Bryn will be starting his flying lap next. That's New Zealand Cam also starting. V8 Field Dan Baboonji not competing in this session for some reason. I'm not sure why. As going through the field, No Future to See goes 3rd in front of Storm as he finishes his lap time. Fastest lap time from Riley Biez, 1 minute 38.8, promoting him into provisional pole position. DRS Aquaplaning into 3rd, 1 minute 39.7, near 9/10 off provisional pole position. As Messi is going into the pits now. Let's see how F1 Fan Red Bull does. He goes down the gear, I think, because I heard engine revving. I don't think this will be his fastest lap, but I think it could be around 10th place. As Vitinho goes 3rd, 1 minute 39.5. Great job from the runner-up in the championship. Sector 4th position now, 1 minute 39.6. He redeemed himself after that spin on his first lap. Oh, that's F1 Fan Red Bull losing it. Shame he's not in the Red Bull, he is in the Racing Point. Now Brendan, he goes into the pits. Who else is close to finishing a lap? I think that's Riley, but I think he will be going into the pits. Yes, he does. Well, Aquaplaning go for another lap. He's 5 seconds down on his previous lap time. He goes into the pits. To update you on the standings, Messi is first with 83 points. Vitinho is second with 80 points. While O'Billy is third. Riley Biez is fourth. They are both tied on the same amount of points. No Future to See close behind them, 3 points behind them. Storm 6th, Colin Crimson 7th, Callum Anderson 8th, DRS Aquaplaning 9th, Sector 10th, and then from 11th to 20th is going to be Bryn, Yuo Babunje, Cowboy Key, Let's Get Fiscal, New Zealand Cam, PMP Rody, BJ, Dean Gamer IT, F1 Fan Red Bull, and V8 Field. Messi goes second while I was going through the standings, the championship leader. 1 minute 39.0. Good lap time from him, but it's not enough to beat the man on provisional pole, Riley Biez. And that was Let's Get Fiscal going into 8th place. Behind him, PMP Road, you will be starting a lap, the same as Willow Billy, the two Haas boys, close to each other on the track. F1 Fan Red Bull now going through. It's going to be 1 minute 43.7, puts him dead last from the people who have is done a lap time. And we have some comments in the stream. For some reason my PlayStation didn't tell me there's comments, so sorry for not replying to them. We have okay, so I just went through them, nothing worthy of a mention. Is that gonna be, that would be Messi, I think, starting another flying lap. No, BJ, I think this is his flying lap. 1 minute 39.3, 39, yeah, 39.3, 1/10 faster than his previous lap time. There will be 26 laps in the race, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 26. No future to see starts his lap. I will go on board with him for the lap going into turn 3. I don't know the names of the corners, so sorry for the British people who know Silverstone like the back of their hand. New Zealand Cam will be doing a last to question mark challenge. I wonder how it goes for him. Hopefully he doesn't spin on the first lap, doesn't do a Sebastian Vettel. I know that's his favourite driver, so yeah. Now going into cups, I think this is usually flat out, especially for the faster drivers, flat out in the dry, but in the wet it's taken in 6th gear. Magis and Beckett's also most of it flat out, but due to the wet conditions they have to slow down a lot more. Now into this corner, careful not to go on the AstroTurf, especially in the wet. Into the last couple of corners. Now what lap time will it be for No Future to see? Will he improve? He does by 1/10. I think he can still do better. As Bryn goes 4th position, BJ retires from the session. He thinks that's the best he can do. Anyone else finishing a lap? That is Sector. He will be starting his flying lap, as Aquaplaning is the closest person to finishing their lap. As there's yellow flags in Sector 3, he goes really wide onto the AstroTurf and he goes into the pits. Maybe he got that invalidated. Now Riley going really slow. I think he's going to go into the pits, or he will be starting his flying lap. It's one or the other. He will be starting a flying lap. Hopefully it goes well for him. As now I got a photo of the track map, so now I know the corners. Now Dean Gamer, he is on the soft tires according to the telemetry. I don't know if it's yet dry enough. It's still raining, so I don't think it's dry enough. But F1 fan Red Bull doing some Tokyo drifting in Silverstone, locking up the tires a lot on his outlap. It's really, I think he is on a lap. Now going into Cops. Of course, not flat out. Sector goes fastest, 1 minute 38.4. Riley has to improve to get on provisional pole position. He has to improve by 5/10 to get that. A Sector sets a blistering lap time. As Vitinho is close to finishing his lap. He's on a out lap, so I'll go back to Riley's POV. Through Stowe now. Into the club section. How will he do? Right now, 1 minute 35 seconds. Oh, big spin. He nearly caught it. And he goes into the wall on the inside. And Messi will also be starting a lap in a sec. Of course, now they will be starting their laps, and those will be the final laps of the session. As Bryn is getting held up by F1 fan Red Bull, he goes into the pits. Now he's starting a lap. Fiscal is starting a lap. I don't think there's any raindrops currently, but there is still a lot of spray out on the track. A lot of standing water. As Messi retires from the session, the RS Aquaplaning also does. Fiscal makes a mistake. He is spun around. Now Vitinho going through Maggots and Beckett's. Now onto the hangar straight. I think he will be the first person to finish a lap, but I am not sure. Maybe D-Boy Dan is, as he loses traction a bit. Well, his lap time 1 minute 12. 1 minute 40. My bad. He's 12th position and he retires from the session. Vitinho goes into the pits. That was very close. Now PMP Crimson, he will be, I think, the last man to finish a lap. No, it's going to be Riley, his teammate in the McLaren. Now what will be the lap time for PMP Crimson? 1 minute 39.1. He is into 5th position. Now it's going to be PMP Rody and Riley. Riley goes into the pit, so it's all going to be on Rody. Now onto the hangar straight. He needs to get a good run if he wants to get into the top 10. Of course, there will be a free choice of tyres for the race if it doesn't rain in it. As Storm rejoins the session, PMP Rody goes a bit wide. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. And he doesn't improve. It's 5/10 off. Storm luckily joins back to the session, as now we're waiting for Riley to retire from the session. He fortunately does. Nearly said unfortunately. So now it was It's pole position first sector RGZ in the Renault. Riley second, and he's stuck in a Renault sandwich as Messi is in third position, right behind him. BJ fourth, Crimson fifth, Bryn sixth, Vitinho seventh. Not the best showing from the man in second position in the championship. TGG Storm 8th, 9th Aquaplaning, 10th No Future to See, Fiscal 11th, PMP Roadie 12th, D-Boy Dan, Dean Gamer, White Low Billy, Cowboy Key, F1 Fan Red Bull, New Zealand Cam, V8 Field and PMP Baboon J. New Zealand Cam will be starting 20th because of earlier grid penalties that he got due to collisions in the qualifying session. And it's going to be a dry one here in Silverstone, which is good for the drivers and potentially also good for the spectators, as we will see a bit more racing. To remind you of the constructors, Renault is first with 133 points. McLaren is second, 132 points, only 1 point behind Renault. Ferrari, nearly a one-man team with Vitinho, no offence to Aquaplaning. He is in third. Haas in fourth after a Wilo Billy's strong start to the season. Red Bull is fifth, its sister team Toro, so 20 points behind them in sixth. Alfa Romeo seventh, Mercedes eighth, Racing Point ninth, and dead last Williams. A bit similar to real life. As now I'll check the tyres. Riley's going aggressive at the start on the softs, trying to get in front of the two Renaults. BJ will be on the softs. Now Crimson on the mediums. The McLaren's going on different strategies, good if they don't want to double stack. Bryn on the mediums, Vitinho on the softs, same as Storm, who needs to pick up his pace. He also had a great start to the season, but now he's fallen off a bit. The other Ferrari with an alternative strategy on the mediums, No Future to See, has been disqualified from the formation lap. He is on the softs. Fiscal also disqualified from the formation lap. Oh, he's on the mediums. Roddy, D-Boy Dan and Dean Gamer all on the mediums. Wild Low Billy, Cowboy Key, F1 Fan Red Bull on the soft tyres. V8 Field 2 could be disqualified potentially after... Yes, he is. He's on the mediums, the same as Baboon J. And New Zealand Cam, he's doing a last two question mark challenge from 20th place, full grid. He's on the soft tyres. Keep an eye on this man. He could potentially win this. Well, everyone can. Even people like Cowboy Key, Fiscal. I'm not pointing out anyone specific. TG Storm. They can all win this race. You never know. As I'm going onto the hangar straight, so the last bit of warming up is going to be happening here. As a lot of people are disqualified here, there's only around like 8 drivers, as that is Vitinho storming on into the front for some reason. His tires will become cold because Sector is in the front. He is really slow. He wants to make the people who have been disqualified have their tires stone cold. Now forming up on the grid now. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video even if you don't like it. We have a bit of a glitch, I think. 5 lights out and away we go. Sector gets a good start on Riley. Messi right behind them, going into the first corner. There's a Ferrari wide. Sector remains P1. Messi gets in front. Riley gets a bad start. He's down to 4th position. PMP Crimson now, his teammate also trying to get in front of him, but he's lagging a bit. Bryn 6th, TG Storm 7th. Not the best start from all the Ferraris. No future to see trying to get a move on DRS aquaplaning. Will he make it? No, he won't. He has to stay back. Now Dean Gamer fighting with Let's Get Fiscal. Fiscal goes around the outside, potentially better traction, but he can't make the move. Now going back to the front. Oh, that's Messi. He has spun. Messi has spun. He has front wing damage now. BJ into 2nd position. As that was PMP Crimson going really slow into Magus and Beckett. What else is happening? New Zealand Cam now into 14th position, eyeing up a move on D-Boy Dan. He will go round the outside of So potentially. Will he? Yes, he does. Will he make it stick? Yes, he does. He is up into 13th position. P20 to P13 after the first lap. Oh, Cowboy Key goes for another move on him. And Cowboy Key gets in front of him. Sector fastest lap. No surprise there, he was first crossing the line. That is Messi into the pits, only person into the pits so far. Oh, that's Riley Biez locking up his tyres. Vitinho gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting, as Sturm is trying to get a move on PMP Crimson. Crimson lagging quite a lot this session. No future to see. Will he go on a move for a move on Bryn? No, he doesn't. He waits for a different opportunity. New Zealand Cam trying to get a move on Fiscal as he gets some front wing damage. He also gets past Dean Gamer, but I don't think he's happy with that. He goes a bit onto the gravel. No future to see. Will he go for a move into Cops? No, he doesn't. He waits for it. He goes really wide, the same as Bryn. Now Sector with a big lead on BJ, over 2 seconds now. Oh, he was close together. No future to see. Will he go for a move on Bryn? He was going into the mirrors of Bryn to maybe pressure him into making a mistake. As the two Red Bulls now fighting, Vitinho in front of Aquaplaning. Sector another fastest lap time. New Zealand Cam into 11th place. Now fighting with Fiscal. Now big gap between Rhodey and New Zealand Cam, 3 seconds. Aquaplaning showing himself that he is in the mirrors of his teammate in the Ferrari. Very eventful first 3 laps of the Grand Prix. Now the gaps are really close, especially in the top 10. Rhodey is getting close to Aquaplaning. He nearly hits him there in, I think that's Village, if I'm not mistaken. That was Luffield. He goes for the move down the inside of Cops. I don't think that's very sensible. It could end in a crash. Yes, it does. PMP Rhodey has spun. Oh, that's going to be very dangerous. Well, he goes on the inside as we see a great fight between Fiscal, DN Gamer and BMP Baboonjay. There was yellow flags, so that interrupted them a bit, but they're still going side by side through Beckett's. Fiscal backs off a bit. Now going back to the top. Yellow flags in Sector 2. That is for F1 fan Red Bull, but it's not in Sector 3, so Storm tries to go around the outside. He tries to get the switch back on PMP Crimson. Crimson acting like a shield to Riley Biez currently. He gets an amazing run on Crimson, goes down the inside into turn 1. Will there be contact? There's no contact, as V8 Field gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As Bryn looking for a move on No Future to see, he clips him. He did a half spin. Now New Zealand Cam in 10th position. If he wants to get into the top 5. He needs to catch up to them as fast as possible. No, you should just see now with a... Oh, that's a safety car. D-Boy Dan has retired from the session. I wonder what has happened to him. Now we will see from... We could see it from F1 fan Red Bull's angle. Oh, I think that was contact. I'm not sure. We would have to see Cat D-Boy Dan's POV. Safety car in Silverstone. That's Riley Beers into the pits. Maybe he's onto the mediums, maybe he's onto the hards, I'm not sure. Storm is also into pits. Same as no future to see. Vitinho also in. Babunji also same as Dean Gamer. A lot of people into the pits, but Sector and BJ stay out. Crimson now into P3 and Bryn 4th. New Zealand cam into the pits. I think he's going for a front wing change. Not the best camera, but yes, he is. Now it's time for you to push some comments into the chat if you want to ask me anything. Very eventful first couple of laps, I must say. Now the drivers will be coming out of the pits. New Zealand cam in 15th now. He has dropped 5 positions from where he pitted in, but he of course had a front wing change because of some damage he accumulated. V8 Field is also into the pits. He's serving his 5-second time penalty, but that will allow Messi to catch up to the pack. 19 drivers left with D-Boy Dan out. Sector in first position, BJ in second, Crimson in third, Bryn 4th, Aquaplaning 5th, then Wilo Billy, Riley, Storm, F1 fan Red Bull. Great job from him. He has went up 8 positions from where he started. No future to see 10th. Vitinho, Dean Gamer, Cowboy Key, Babunji, New Zealand Cam, Let's Get Fiscal, PMP Roadie, Messi, and rounding up the grid is V8 Field. As I is F1 fan Red Bull into the pits. Late call to go into the pits. I think he saw other drivers doing that. He will come out in 18th place. The championship leader is not doing great. Vitinho in 10th position while Messi is in 18th, but he will go up to 17th, I think. Yes, he does. As New Zealand Cam says that his feet are freezing. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because of the rain earlier on in qualifying. Now V8 Field has a lot of catching up to do. He of course had 2 stops. The top 6 with no stops made whatsoever, and the rest of the grid with 1 stop. Riley is on the medium tires. He could be going to the end on these. It could be a stretch, but who knows? These drivers can do anything. Now for some track facts, as Liam would hate, but unfortunately he's not with us again. The lap length around here is 5.8 kilometers. I'm not sure what that is in miles. Race distance is 153 kilometers. There's 18 turns, and most of them have names, which is kinda annoying. the EVR lap record is a 1:26.0 set by VRT Chaplele last season, and the EVR fastest lap, which is in the race, is a 1:28.3, which was set by Wahlberg. Now I think that was the 8th field getting a time penalty or no future to see. I'm not sure about that. Is someone into the pits? That is PMP Crimson into the pits. That was a bit of lag, I think, because I don't believe he went into the pits like that. I'm now checking the incidents. There's a 5-second time penalty for Vitinho, 3 cents for Wilo Billy, Aquaplaning, PMP Roadie, Let's Get Fiscal, New Zealand Cam, Dean Gamer, PMP Roadie again, and some 5-second time penalties for exceeding track limits under the safety car, which I find dumb. There's a lot of people which have their home Grand Prix here. Bryn, Wildlow Billy, Storm, Cowboy Key, Baboon J, New Zealand Cam, Let's Get Fiscal, F1 Fan, Red Bull, PMP Crimson, and D Boydan. PMP Crimson is gonna come out in last because most of the pack was already bunched up, apart from the 8th field, but now he has caught up. It's really hard to commentate by myself. I wonder when the safety car will come in. I think it's going to be this lap. It probably will be. Yes, it is. The race control has said the safety car is in this lap. Now sector will control when they will come into the pits. No, not come into the pits, when they will restart the race. I see the safety car is into the pits. Now when will sector restart the race? Well, Billy gets a 5-second time penalty, but he restarted now. VJ in second. He goes for the move on sector, but he has to back out of it. Tries to get a better exit from sector, but sector goes flat out through there. Any other battles? Storm was quite close to Riley. Will he go for a move on him? As I see in the background, that's Baboon J, Dean Gamer, and Cowboy Key. Baboon J, very opportunistic. He tries to dive down the inside of the two of them. Baboon J now into 12th place. New Zealand Cam stuck behind them. Now he's trying to get maybe a better exit. He cuts in quite early as there's yellow flags in sector 2. That is for Wildlow Billy. Oh, and that's New Zealand Cam around the outside of Dean Gamer IT and Baboon J. Now it will be the inside for Stove. Go down the inside. Will he make a stick? No, they're still going side by side. Dean Gamer now for the inside into club, and Dean Gamer retains his position against New Zealand Cam. Storm is on the back of No Future to See. Oh, there's yellow flags in sector 1. That is for New Zealand. Cam, he has spun and he's into the gravel trap. Unlucky for him, he wanted to have the best comeback story in EVR history. It's not working out for him. No shade. No, Messi. He's trying to go for a move on PMP Roadie. He's probably gonna get the better exit. He's gonna go now into cops, and BJ gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh, that's Messi making a small mistake. He saves it, and PMP Roadie also making a mistake, if I'm not mistaken. New Zealand came off a 3-second time penalty, probably desperate to get back into the positions he was in. Oh, that's Roadie spinning again. He clipped the rear tire of Dean Gamer, and now he's down into 15th place. Not the best race for the Hasses as they collide. Again, PMP Roadie spinning again in Cups. That was quite a dangerous restart, as New Zealand has to take avoiding action. That's what I was planning to say, but they didn't. Was there any big battles? F1 fan Red Bull retires. I think he could have lost it at the exit of cops, as there is another safety car. If you want to comment anything, and if it's appropriate, I will answer it. Any questions or things like that. I'm gonna keep you updated on the other 2 races under if Sector or BJ will come into the pits. I'm gonna go onto the F1 stream currently, as I Sector and BJ into the pits, same as Britain. Aquaplaning, and those are the only people that have to go into the pits. Now the F1 stream, QVR Just is leading the Grand Prix behind It's Nolan and VRT Midnight. They are only on lap 6 for some reason. We are already on lap 11, as PMP Crimson is disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. That is most of the field into the pits. The only people staying out are Riley, Cowboy Key and Fiscal. They'll be at a disadvantage because their tires will be older. I'm gonna check the top 3 in the F2s. Jesus, that was a voice crack. In the F2 race, it's Dainstar, Cohen and Wahlberg. Of course, Cohen and Dainstar used to be teammates in F2, but now Dainstar has switched to the Haas. As I think that was BJ making a mistake and Sector going in front of him. I don't know if he will have to give that position back. As I'll go back to the F3 stream to see if there's any comments. There is no comments. There's no new comments. So we will have another lap under the safety car. Now, most of the drivers are have caught up. It's only Baboon J, New Zealand Cam and PMP Roadie. Now New Zealand Cam with probably, he goes into the pit, so it will be another last question mark challenge for him. He's praying that the safety car doesn't come in this lap because he will have to do a lot of catching up. This is the longest pit lane on the whole calendar, so this will take around probably 20 to 30 seconds, especially with the front wing change. It's another one. He will be costing Mercedes a fortune if he carries on like this. Now that is Riley in first position, and Sector right behind him in fourth position on new softs. I don't think they will last 14 laps, so he will probably have to go into the pits for another set of tyres. I'm gonna go see what New Zealand Cam is doing. He's going into Brooklands and Lawfield, or Lawfield, I think that is. As well, Billy gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I still don't understand that. How do you exceed track limits under the safety car? As New Zealand Cam doing anything to catch up, and the safety car is out for another lap, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. So that will give New Zealand Cam enough time to catch up to the back of the field. As there's Willow Billy into the pits, and also New Zealand Cam. I'm not sure what happened there. He is onto another set of medium tires. Maybe he got some worn out medium tires, which is unlucky for him. He will have to catch up again. No future to see with a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with TTG Storm. As Crimson says that he got brake tested into the pit and there was another car behind, so he got disqualified. That is very unfortunate for him. I wish he was still here. We would have 18 drivers left. As it is roasting in my room right now, which doesn't make it easy to commentate. We're halfway through the Grand Prix. Wonder how the next half will be. The first half was very interesting. I really liked it. It probably would have been better if there was 2 people commentating, because my voice wouldn't be gone. But sure, look, it happens. I'm gonna check up on the other streams again, but the safety car is in this lap, so I won't have any time to do that, unfortunately. Now Riley will be restarting the pack. They'll go green in a couple of seconds. Riley must get a good start to ensure he gets first position. As he will be restarting the pack right now, he gets a wheel spin from the exit of the corner, but in general that is a very good start from him. 5-second time penalty for BJ for multiple warnings. Oh, that is no future to see out onto the grass. That promotes New Zealand camp to 16th place. The two Haas is fighting currently, while O'Billy and PMP Rody. But in front of them, the two sister teams of Rosso and Red Bull fighting. Baboon J picks up a 3-second time penalty. What else is happening out here? That's Messi and Dean Gamer fighting. Dean Gamer hasn't been around for hasn't been to a lot of races this season, but he got his PlayStation Plus back, so now he's able to fight. And Messi goes down the inside of the RS Aquaplaning. They go side by side to True Cops. Now they're going to be side by side through Magus and Beckett. No, the RS Aquaplaning stays back. He goes down to 8th place. He lets Messi past. As there's yellow flags in Sector 2, that is for New Zealand Cam. Disaster for him. He is back down to 17th place after an amazing start. As Bryn is getting held up by BJ, it seems. Oh, that is very deep for Bryn, and he drops down to 7th place. Now Aquaplaning overtaking him. He's down to 8th. Vitinho right on his tail. He will not be close enough to go for a move through turn 1. Into turn 3, he gets dive bombed by TGG Storm. I didn't see that one coming, but he retains his position, and that's Dean Gamer. There's a pile up. Storm got T-boned, and that's Baboon J's round. New Zealand Cam barely avoiding them as Dean Gamer leaves the session. He has some front wing damage, so maybe he rage quit it, as there's a VSC. Now Sector really close to Catboy Key. He will be fighting for that same position. Of course, he wants to get up in the championship. I think he is in 10th position currently as we go green. Now Cowboy Key on the back of Riley BS. Will he go around the outside? No, he waits. He's very sensible. He doesn't go for a move straight away. As Sector now really close, he dive bombs and that is Cowboy Key out onto the grass. Sector doesn't wait up for him. The RS is now enabled. Oh, there's big contact. Messi's car went sideways for a sec. Well, on 2 wheels, I mean. That must have been very scary in the cockpit of Messi. Now getting very close to the RS Aquaplaning, touching his rear wing diffuser. Oh, he goes for a dive bomb on the RS Aquaplaning. They make a bit of contact. The Renault's very feisty tonight. They want to retain that first position in the constructors. They are still going side by side. Now going into Cops. This will be a repeat from earlier on, but this time Messi is on the outside. Messi gets shoved out wide a bit. Aquaplaning has a bit less grip as it becomes very clear and sunny all of a sudden. British weather always changes, but Sector goes for a move on Riley. Riley will stay back and he lets Sector past. I think that will be it for the fight unless Riley can do something as BJ retires from the session. I'm not sure for what that was. I'm going to go on board with New Zealand Cam. He goes into the wall, maybe. I think he went into the wall, I'm not sure. It's another VFC. Messi goes into the pits, same as Storm and no future to see. Now that means Riley could save some ERS and fuel to maybe go for an attack on Sector. as BJ saying that Messi is an idiot, some rivalry coming up with BJ and Messi. Maybe that's why BJ has retired. Now 15 runners left, still very good. As Sector gets a brilliant start of the VSC. Now Vitinho ready to pounce on Bryn. As Willow Billy leaves the session, he is already retired. Let's see what Vitinho does into Maggots and Beckett. He has to be really quick so that he can get a move on Bryn. He goes a bit wide from the exit of Beckett. Why did I say buckets? Now Riley's still within a second of Sector, but now there's no DRS here. Of course, on the last game in 2018 there would have been DRS here, but that was a bit dangerous, not gonna lie, especially into a nearly flat out corner. If your DRS fails, it stays open, you're basically deemed to crash. As now Bryn getting closer and closer to aquaplaning. He won't be close enough for an overtake, and he's not close enough for a dive bomb. Now Cops for some reason seems to be a very good place for overtakes, but it usually ends up in someone either going wide or spinning. BMP Roadie says the fastest lap time. He is in 13th place. He is on brand new softs. Now through Maggots and Beckett. The DRS aquaplaning goes a bit wide. 2 tires on the grass. Bryn will have the better exit of the corner. Will he go around the outside of Stowe? No, he doesn't. He waits for it. Very sensible from him. I know a lot of drivers, especially me, probably would have went for it. As there's yellow flags in Sector 2, that is for no future. That was for V8 Field. I knew it was one of the Red Bulls, but I didn't know which one. As Bryn very close to aquaplaning, still not going for a move. He's waiting for the DRS zone. We're very close to the rear of aquaplaning. Now onto the Wellington straight. He is not close enough to physical to aquaplaning, and that's Messi with another fastest lap, 1:29.1. The PMP Roadie, no future to see, Baboon J and Messi all on brand new soft. As V8 Field I think makes a mistake. No, he goes into the pits, my bad. Same as Dean Gamer. No, let's going. Vitinho has started to catch up back onto the back of Britain. That made no sense. But now on the hangar straight going into Stowe, Bryn very close to aquaplaning. Vitinho just has his popcorn out and he's gonna watch Bryn and aquaplaning fighting. He has probably the best seat in the house for this fight. Now into turn 1. Into village now for DRS aquaplaning and Bryn. Oh, Bryn loses the car a bit due to wheel spin, but he saves it on the Wellington straight. Yellow flags in Sector 3. There's another safety car. It's PMP Roadie out. I think he lost control at the exit of Stowe. With 6 laps remaining in the Grand Prix, I wonder how it's going to shape out. Will any of the top 3 go into the pits? I think Riley is just going to wait to see if Sector does. If Sector does, he's probably going to come in too. Now I can catch up on the other streams, as for some reason 18 laps. Sector is into the pits for a new set of tires. Riley stays out, countering what Sector is doing. He's hoping that it's going to be probably around 3 laps to the end of the Grand Prix. So he's hoping that Sector gets caught up in a bit of traffic. But in F1 right now, it's 18 laps in. Fruitful is in first position, NSX Montana in second, and Toxic Tomato in third. In the F2 stream, it is going to be VRT Sam, not the Sam the commentator, MCR Venom, and Lyronics. We have the best attendance currently, with all 20 drivers appearing for the race. Unfortunately, some of them retired. Exactly 6 of 5. 6. Great maths. It's very sunny currently in Silverstone, but we saw the classic British weather in qualifying. Just rain, rain and rain. It would be interesting if it rained at the end of the Grand Prix, but the drivers are probably thankful for that not happening. Now Fiscal and Bryn, the only people on hard tyres. Sector out in 6th position. You will have to get through 5 drivers to get first position. And lap 21 till the safety car is out. We have a boring face, especially with no one to have a conversation with. New Zealand Cam in 8th position, but he goes into the pits again. This man is in love with the pits. He just can't get enough of it. If you want to comment something into the stream, you can. As New Zealand Cam's, I think, was serving a 5-second stop go penalty. He will come out in 11th place. 20th to 11th, not too shabby. But I think it could have been better if he didn't spin. And nothing really interesting to comment on currently. It is our 3rd safety car, I think, and we had 2 VSCs, so that's 5 in total if I'm correct. Now I wonder, will the safety car come in this lap? Riley is probably praying for it to stay in for a couple more laps. Now Riley on really old mediums, 17 laps. Hopefully he doesn't get a puncture like VRT Valentino in Bahrain, I think that was. At the start of the season. Of course that was F2, I commentated that for one race, but now I'm commentating F3 and they absolutely love it. Riley has been answered. The safety car is out for another lap as New Zealand come into the pits again. He was on 5 lap old softs for some reason. Now he's on brand new softs, but that demotes him down into 13th place. The only man behind him, no future to see, serving a 5 second stop go. Those last 3 laps will be very interesting. I can guarantee that. Really nothing to talk about. I'm gonna check the fastest laps. That's gonna be interesting. Who has the fastest lap currently? No future to see, but he is outside the top 10. So unless he gets into the top 10, he won't get the points and no one else will. We made that mistake at the start of the season, giving drivers outside of the top 10 no, giving the driver in the top 10 who has the fastest lap in the top 10. So for example, if No Future to See had the fastest lap but he wasn't in the top 10, we would give it to Messi because he has the fastest lap time in the top 10. Anything else interesting? Positions up. Catboy Key, 14 positions up. He is in second place currently. That means he started in 16th. The most positions down is Sector currently. The two Renaults. The most positions down. But now 3 laps remaining after we cross the finish line. Riley will be restarting the pack again. He's just praying for Sector or Messi not to come up to him, because those are probably the main rivals for him currently, as the RS Aquaplaning gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags as he restarts the Grand Prix with 3 laps remaining. Now Bryn goes into the first corner, really close to Fiscal in the Williams. They're both on hard tyres, but Fiscal is on 19 lap old hard, same as Cowboy Key and Riley, but they are both on the mediums as Sector gets in front of Vitinho. Now Messi, the Renault teammate of Sector, will he get in front of Vitinho? He will probably go for a dive bomb. Yes, he does. Oh my god, he nearly hits his teammate. Very opportunistic from him. I think that was too risky. He goes down, he doesn't make the move on Vitinho. Now Sector really close to the back of Bryn. Will he go down the inside of Cops? No, he doesn't. Will he go down around the outside? Yes, he does. He goes a bit onto the AstroTurf. Oh, there's contact. There's contact. Bryn is out of the race. Sector with no front wing. That's him out of the contention for the race win. Now Messi fighting Vitinho. He'll probably go for another big lunge down the inside. Yes, he does. Very brave on the brakes Messi is today, as Messi gets into 4th position on the brand new set of softs. Now Fiscal not quite close enough to Catboy Key, who is in 2nd place. Now Messi ready to pounce on Fiscal. Will he win the Grand Prix? Baboon J goes down the inside of Vitinho, now the outside. They're getting up to the Wellington Straight. Babunji will have DRS. But I'm going to look up on Messi. He is known for the dive bombs into this corner. He doesn't go for one this time. But Babunji gets in front of Vitinho. Babunji into 5th place. Fayfield with another 3-time time penalty. Now going back to Messi's. He is on brand new softs compared to Fiscal's old hards. What will he do? Goes down the inside. Perfect move. Textbook manoeuvre. Into 3rd place. With 2 laps remaining now. It's going to be the last lap. Next lap. It's the penultimate lap. Now Sturm really close to Vitinho, but I'll go back to the fight for a second. Messi goes for a move on Catboy Key. And he's into 2nd. Catboy Key has to stay back. Now Babunji goes down the inside of Fiscal. Those softs are really working out for Messi and Babunji. Yellow flags in sector 3. That is for, I'm not sure actually, maybe no future to see. But Messi really close to the back of Riley now. Will he steal the win from him? Will he wait for the Wellington Straight, or will he wait further on in the lap to the Hanger Straight and Stowe? He has DRS wide open. He will probably lunge down the inside. Yes, he does. There's a bit of contact. Riley got pushed wide a bit, but I think that's going to be Messi in 1st position at the end of the race, unless something horrific happens. Now Fiscal drops down to 5th place, not the best from him. Babunji now looking for a move on Catboy Key to steal the last podium position off him. Into Magus and Beckis. They go side by side. Babunji has to stay back, but Catboy Key goes on the grass on the inside of Beckett's. And that's Babunji with a clean move on Catboy Key. He's into 3rd position, snatches the last podium position off Catboy Key, and Sturm snatches 5th place from Fiscal. I don't think there's any other battles out on track unless Fiscal goes for a move on Sturm. No, he doesn't. Messi finishes 1st position, Riley 2nd, but Riley wins on penalties. Catboy Key 3rd, also on penalties. Fiscal 4th, Vitinho 5th, Sturm 6th, Vieitfield 7th, Babunji 8th, TRS Aquaplaning 9th, New Zealand Cam 10th. From 20th to 10th, he's in the points. That is a good comeback. Dean Gamer 11th, No Future to see 12th, and Sector will come plumb last in 13th. Great race we had here, but he will be in front of No Future to see because of penalties. What a great race. The Frenchman in the Renault takes the win. No, it's Riley, my bad. I completely forgot about the penalties. Riley, the Englishman, it's his home Grand Prix and he wins it. Great job from him. 2nd, Messi. I'm so dumb. Riley isn't even English. Catboy Key, English, 3rd place. My bad. Sorry, Riley, I thought you were English for a sec. But Catboy Key, he's on the podium, so there's at least one Englishman on the podium here in Silverstone. It would have been a bit awkward if there was none. Fiscal 4th. Also an Englishman. But great job from Riley on winning the race. Who had the fastest lap? I think it was Sector at the end, 28.2, so no one will be getting the fastest lap point. But the top 3 are Riley, Messi and Catboy Key. Great race. My driver of the day probably goes to Catboy Key, 16th to 3rd. Thank you for watching this race. We will be back next week at the same time, 8 PM. See you there.